Hello, welcome to part 4 of Leatherman Arc modifications. Before I start with this one, I want to tell you that all 3 modifications I will show you now will involve grinding the implements that the Leatherman Arc has, and that means it may be an issue by voiding the warranty there, yeah? So keep that in mind before you proceed. For me, warranty is not that important, and I prefer to have the use out of my tool instead. So therefore, I proceeded to modify my tool. Keep in mind that I already have been using this tool for a year now, and I kind of know what I wanted in it, and I know how I use it in general, and therefore I choose the modifications that are useful to me. Yeah, it may not necessarily apply to you. So if you find value in this, very well, use it, make it work for you as well. If not, just ignore it and move on to another video. That being said, let's move on with the presentation. So one of the first tools that I modified when I received my arc and I used it for a while was the pry bar. So I found that there is a missed opportunity in there, and therefore the bottle opener was just that, a bottle opener. What I have done was to make it also a hex bit adapter or a mini wrench, and if you look here, I filed down just a bit with a diamond file the angles necessary for a hex bit to fit perfectly in there, and now I have a bit wrench. I found it to be useful in some cases where I didn't have my ratchet driver on my person. It was just the Leatherman in my pocket, and I needed just a little bit more torque, and also I didn't have the reach, so I couldn't go vertically on top of it. I had to go horizontally. So what I have done, I grinded down that part of the bottle opener to allow it for a little bit of extra use. Yeah, now if you are afraid that you don't have enough structural integrity remaining there to actually work with a bit, this is the thickest implement in Leatherman, so it's very heavy duty, and you have quite a bit of meat left in there to allow you to use it with a bit to drive screws, yeah, into materials. Now the thing is, this is not intended to put a lot of torque there, a lot of force, yeah. So it's just common sense, so use it to the point that will do the job for you. Don't ask more than it's capable to on delivering. This part was actually designed just to open bottles, to lift caps, yeah, out of bottles. So you have some thickness in there. It is quite robust, but do not exaggerate. So it will be useful to have a little. I believe it was a missed opportunity for Leatherman not to do that from the start, but you can do it yourself with just a little diamond file. Second modification in there involves grinding as well, and it was done on the can opener. So what I found, I use a hook quite often to grab stuff I cannot reach with my fingers, or that will not give me enough, well, for which I don't have enough strength in just the tip of my fingers to kind of put, but I can use a hook and grip it properly, yeah, and then I have something to pull with. So this normally comes with a straight line there, and everything I've done was to just give it a half moon shape. To create that hook I needed the tip as well, and that will allow me to reach and grip stuff that I may not otherwise be able to do. One of the things that I usually do use this for is actually the shoelaces, especially in winter time here in Canada, when I have to kind of tighten my boots, my shoelaces on my boots. Sometimes it's easier just to grip them and pull them like this, then try to reach with my frozen fingers and pull them like that, yeah. So this is a very useful thing to have. Actually, if I was to remove an implement from here and choose something else to replace it with, and that was at one point the case, it crossed my mind to replace the microbit adapter with actually a hook, yeah. But I found that this works, and therefore I don't need to do another modification. Second thing was to actually sharpen this a bit better, not necessarily just to open cans with it, but I can also use it as a small round chisel, and I don't know if you can see, yeah, it's shaving. So imagine that being wood, it will do quite a good job in there, yeah. So if you have to create something concave, a concave shape into a piece of wood, this will help you with that just a little bit, yeah. That was the second modification I've done, and the third one is also a chisel, and that will be, where's my saw, that will be here, and that will be on top, on the very top of my saw. So everything I've done here was to sharpen the tip of the saw. This is also already a sharp implement, so I'm already very careful when I'm using it. I chose this one because the angle, the orientation is such that is working against the lock, so that means it will never put pressure on the opening way on the blade, yeah. It will always be on more locking, if you can put it that way, and it will be quite safe to use. And this is a very good scraper if you have to take anything out of any piece of sticker from a window or something like that. This works perfect, and also if you need to do some shaving into a piece of wood. Now most people will use the file for that. I don't recommend that because a file is actually a harder piece of steel, and that makes it brittle, so you don't want to break it by accidentally putting too much pressure on it, and that can happen when it's actually going beyond the point you wanted, yeah. It's kind of, you lose control on it, and you may bend it at wrong angle or stuff like that, and may break on you. And this is a harder to replace implement than a piece of saw, because worst case scenario, if I break this one, I have 2 other videos out there that will show you how you can add a saw to your Leatherman using the bit adapter and a jigsaw blade, yeah. So this adapter with a jigsaw blade creates quite a nice saw, and will give you also variation. and as well by adding using the microbit adapter and a silky saw blade. Yeah, so if you're interested in those things, check my other videos. But yeah, for today, let's see what okay, was not around the right position. For today, those three are the mods I've done immediately with no cost and lots of effectiveness to my Leatherman arc. So one more time, you'll have the hex bit wrench in the bottle cap opener, you'll have the chisel on the tip of the saw, and you will have the can opener that becomes a hook and a rounded chisel. So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much. Have a good one.